scientists built an AI lab on a chip smaller than a grain of sand. Source: UC Davis research published in Advanced Photonics, reported by SPI, International Society for Optics and Photonics. Imagine carrying a device smaller than a grain of sand that can perform tasks once requiring an entire laboratory instrument. It sounds like science fiction, but researchers at the University of California, Davis have now developed an extraordinary new AI-powered spectrometer chip that could fundamentally change how we analyze the world around us. This tiny device can identify chemicals, analyze materials, detect pollutants, inspect food quality, and potentially even diagnose diseases, all while occupying an area of just 0.4 square millimeters. By combining advanced silicon engineering with artificial intelligence, the researchers have effectively shrunk a powerful laboratory instrument down to a size small enough to fit almost anywhere, opening the door to a future where sophisticated chemical sensing becomes a standard feature in everyday electronics. To understand why this breakthrough is so significant, it helps to understand what a spectrometer actually does. Spectrometers are among the most important scientific instruments ever invented. They work by analyzing light. Every material interacts with light in a unique way, absorbing, reflecting, or emitting specific wavelengths that create a distinctive optical fingerprint. By studying these spectral fingerprints, scientists can identify chemical compounds, determine material composition, detect contaminants, and even diagnose diseases. Spectrometers are used in chemistry laboratories, hospitals, environmental monitoring stations, manufacturing facilities, and astronomical observatories. The problem is that traditional spectrometers are often large, expensive, and difficult to miniaturize because they rely on optical components such as prisms, gratings, and mirrors that physically separate light into its individual colors. For decades, this physical requirement imposed a fundamental limitation. To achieve accurate spectral analysis, light typically needs to travel through carefully engineered optical pathways. The larger the optical path, the more precisely different wavelengths can be separated and measured. As a result, spectrometers have traditionally remained relatively bulky instruments. While engineers have developed smaller versions over the years, shrinking them dramatically without sacrificing performance has proven extremely challenging. The UC Davis team approached the problem from a completely different direction. Instead of physically separating light into a rainbow of colors, they decided to let artificial intelligence perform much of the analysis computationally. Their chip contains 16 specially engineered silicon detectors, each designed to respond differently to incoming light. Rather than directly measuring individual wavelengths, these detectors collect overlapping pieces of encoded information about the light spectrum. Each sensor captures only part of the overall picture, but together they generate a complex pattern of signals containing hidden spectral information. An easy way to visualize the system is to imagine 16 experts tasting the same complicated recipe. Each person notices different flavors and ingredients, but none of them can fully identify the recipe alone. However, when all their observations are combined and analyzed intelligently, the complete recipe can be reconstructed. In a similar way, the chip's detectors gather partial information that an artificial intelligence system later combines to recreate the original light spectrum with remarkable accuracy. The real magic happens through a neural network trained on thousands of spectral examples. Because the detector signals are highly encoded and sometimes noisy, the AI learns the complex mathematical relationships between those signals and the actual wavelengths present in the light. This allows the system to solve what scientists call an inverse problem, working backward from incomplete measurements to reconstruct the full spectrum. Despite its tiny size, the chip can achieve spectral resolution of approximately 8 nanometers, performance that approaches much larger conventional instruments. Another major breakthrough involves the way the researchers extended the chip's sensitivity beyond visible light. Standard silicon sensors work well for visible wavelengths, but struggle to detect near-infrared light efficiently. Near-infrared wavelengths are extremely important because they can penetrate deeper into biological tissues and often reveal chemical information invisible to ordinary cameras. Many medical imaging systems, environmental sensors, and industrial inspection tools rely heavily on near-infrared measurements. To solve this limitation, the researchers engineered specialized photon-trapping surface textures directly onto the silicon detectors. These microscopic structures alter how light behaves inside the chip. Instead of allowing near-infrared photons to pass through the silicon, the textured surfaces repeatedly scatter and trap the light, dramatically increasing the probability that the silicon absorbs it. This clever design effectively expands the sensor's operational range, allowing it to analyze both visible and near-infrared wavelengths using standard silicon technology. The innovation does not stop there. The chip also incorporates high-speed photon detection capabilities that allow it to measure extremely fast interactions between light and matter. These measurements can reveal information about material properties that conventional spectrometers may miss. In some applications, understanding how long photons remain in certain states can provide valuable insights into biological tissues, chemical reactions, and advanced materials. One of the most impressive aspects of the design is its resistance to electrical noise. Small electronic devices often struggle with signal degradation because tiny measurements can easily become overwhelmed by interference. The AI-assisted architecture helps overcome this challenge by extracting meaningful information even when the raw signals are imperfect. This capability makes the technology particularly attractive for portable devices operating outside controlled laboratory environments. The potential applications are enormous. Future smartphones could include built-in spectrometers capable of analyzing food freshness, identifying counterfeit medications, or monitoring environmental pollutants. Wearable health devices might continuously monitor biomarkers through the skin without invasive testing. Medical professionals could use compact diagnostic tools capable of providing laboratory-quality analysis in remote locations. Industrial systems could perform real-time quality control during manufacturing, while environmental sensors could continuously monitor air and water quality at unprecedented scale. The technology may also play a major role in hyperspectral imaging, a powerful technique that captures information across many wavelengths simultaneously. Hyperspectral systems can detect subtle chemical differences invisible to conventional cameras, but they are typically expensive and bulky. Miniaturized AI-powered spectrometers could make hyperspectral sensing far more accessible and widespread. Perhaps most importantly, this breakthrough demonstrates a broader trend occurring throughout science and engineering. Instead of relying solely on increasingly complex hardware, researchers are now combining intelligent algorithms with simplified physical systems. Artificial intelligence is becoming an integral part of scientific instrumentation itself, allowing devices to extract more information from fewer measurements. By shifting part of the problem from optics to computation, engineers can create tools that are smaller, cheaper, and more versatile than traditional designs. Although additional development will be needed before the technology reaches commercial products, the proof of concept is remarkably compelling. A device smaller than a grain of berry. Sand can now perform sophisticated spectral analysis, once requiring bulky laboratory equipment. If future versions continue improving, we may soon live in a world where powerful chemical and medical sensing capabilities are embedded into everyday devices all around us, turning ordinary gadgets into portable scientific instruments, capable of seeing far beyond the limits of human